Cashless Society here again today with another video on the inevitable world of digital assets. Alright, so quickly before I get into the actual purpose of this video, just wanted to take a look at TEZOS with you. Kind of a quick reminder with this one. I think this is going to be your next crypto to really blow up, kind of have, take off, start to make new highs, kind of like Chainlink. Well, not technically new highs because TEZOS has already been as high as $12. I think it could easily get back to that level by the end of maybe August, September timeframe, and that would give you about a 300% return, close to that, if it were to do so. So that's pretty much it. I just think TEZOS is a really safe play as far as breakout potential and upside potential. I'm sure there'll be plenty of other little DeFi cryptos, small market cap stuff that blow up over this time frame, but TEZOS is one that has the most liquidity. It's on a lot of exchanges and so on, so that one has some potential there. But alright, let's take a look at the XRP Rich List. I've been seeing on Twitter people talking about how much XRP do I need to own to be rich and so on, in the future. So, I mean, this list is a good starting point to see what that actually would look like later on. I've also had some friends asking about this. So, the first thing to look at here that's actually really stuck out to me when I looked at this was that basically 35 billion of all the XRP, which is about 69% of all XRP circulating, is owned by the top 100 accounts. If XRP has kind of been distributed to institutions, how we might suspect, you could say maybe most of this XRP is owned by financial institutions, so 69%. Keep in mind, this is all of the XRP that is not in escrow as well. So there's another about 56 billion that are tucked away and are still being distributed as we move along. So, but yeah, let's review the different accounts, how many are in each account and what the balance is and so on. So I also made a spreadsheet to examine this list a little more in detail. But I mean, going down, these top accounts are going to be people that either worked at Ripple or are institutions, but when you come down further down the list, one thing that stuck out to me was that the sum of all XRP held in the range of 100,000 to basically 200,000 was the largest category by the sum. So as you can see here, 1.1 billion roughly sit in that 100,000 to 200,000 range. Why is that? That's probably just the popular target, I would say. And I honestly think that this is the target that most people have. Like, they say, okay, if I can get to 100,000, that's going to amount to a lot in the future, which it probably will. So when you ask the question, how many do I need to be rich, I think that comes down to what your idea of rich is in the future. But you also need to factor in what your expected price targets are. Do you think you're going to reach $100? Do you think XRP is going to reach 100? Do you think it's going to reach 1,000, 10,000? How high can it go? And then you look at the amount of XRP you need to reach that figure. But one thing I also wanted to point out here is that, to be quite honest, there is not many accounts here at all. As you can see down here at the bottom, if you add everything up, there's roughly 2 million accounts. So I honestly would say that if XRP is the future of finance, this is the direction the world is going, and you're even thinking about owning XRP or have some, you've already put yourself into that extremely high top 1%, because there's only 2 million accounts hardly in existence that show some XRP. I think last time I saw it, there was something like 55 million Bitcoin accounts. So that just shows you, a lot of people are turning the other cheek towards XRP because it's the banker's coin, which to me, you know, I used to do the same actually, but I think that that's pretty immature if you actually think about it. Oh, that's the banker's coin. We don't want anything to do with that. I mean, who owns all the money? You know, where's all the money at? Do you think that all the banks and financial institutions and all the people with all the money are just going to let some Bitcoin Cryptopia future happen? That's what I'm talking about. So, this is truly a if you can't beat them, join them situation. And I really think that it's actually irresponsible at this point to not own some XRP. And I truly mean that. Even if you're a Bitcoin maximalist, you got to have some. If not, you're setting yourself up for failure. Truly are. Alright. Let's dive a little deeper into the numbers. So, let's go down the list. If you have 100,000, where does that put you? As far as number-wise, ranking-wise. And on this spreadsheet, it looks like here, if you have between 100,000 and 200,000, roughly, you would be in the top 16,000 accounts in the world. So, if XRP becomes this new world money, essentially, you know, you'd only have a couple buddies out there in the world, about 16 or so thousand of them, that had as much wealth as you. And even going down the list, you know, if you have roughly 50,000 to 75,000, there's only about 32,000 people in the world that have as much as you. So on and so forth. You know, 25 to 50,000. There's only 56,000 people in the world that will be able to hang out with you on your island. You're okay, I won't go down that road. So 10,000 to 25,000, you know, that puts you in the top 100,000, 110,000 people in existence. So obviously this is, you know, far-fetched if you actually think about it, right? Okay, so say, what is the likelihood of this actually happening? Who really knows? But what you're doing by owning XRP is making sure that if it does happen, that you're on the right side. Maybe even you're on the right side of wrong, but either way, who knows what future we're going to. And you could go through the list and do the same thing with Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. You know, owning some, you're positioning yourself to have a future in this new world of finance, because obviously, you know, I think it's pretty clear at this point that changes are coming. But yeah, anyway, I hope that kind of puts everything into perspective for you. You know, you should come check out this list on your own. The website is ledger.exposed/richstats, and you could just search for XRP Rich List, and you'll find that as well. So this is a good, and you can do it with all the other blockchains. This is the cool part about blockchain as well, is you can just go on the internet and see how much money is held everywhere else. And this is exactly why I say we are returning to this gold standard type of way, as I've indicated before, because, as I mentioned, the reason we came off of the gold standard is because people could not prove, countries could not prove all of the gold that they were claiming to have. So there was no trust. Now, with public ledgers, you can do that. You can say, yeah, we're the United States, and our account is this one, and it holds this many XRP. And you can prove that. So, you know, this is where we're going. I mean, it's guaranteed to happen. It's just placing your bets essentially on which one or which ones will be used in this new world of finance. But this is where we're going, and it's because we got to get back onto the gold standard. And I think my next video I'm going to make is going to be about how things were before the gold standard and how they are now, and how dysfunctional it's gotten, and what you know, a return to it might bring us back to that equilibrium of where we need to be. So yep, as always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you find value here. I hope you enjoy the video. And as always, please like, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.